Hey, I'm Sarah, and I live in Haywood County on Two Trees Farm with my husband and my daughter. We love living on a small farm because small farms are an amazing place for biodiversity. Biodiversity is really important. It's a word that's made up of two words, biology, which means living organisms, and diversity, which means the different kinds of things. And so when we talk about biodiversity, we're talking about all the different kinds of animals and plants that live in an area. It's really important to have biodiversity because it helps to make communities function the way that they're supposed to. Every different organism has a job in the environment. It's called its niche. And a niche is that role that the organism is going to perform. Every different kind of niche or job is going to help to support all of the different critters and organisms that live in that environment. Just like I do a lot of jobs doing teaching, so I'm a teacher. You know what I do? I teach people. And because I'm a teacher, other people can learn. And so when we look at an ecosystem, there are organisms that are in charge of helping nutrients flow. There are organisms that are in charge of capturing energy. There are organisms that are in charge of recycling. And they all have important jobs that help to make sure that our ecosystem's going to be able to function the way that it's supposed to. One of the things that we do on our farm to help increase diversity is we do what's called interplanting crops, which means that we don't plant just one kind of crop in an area. You can see here we have our tomato plants, and as they get bigger, they create shade. In the summertime, it's hard to grow lettuce because it gets really hot and lettuce wants to go to seed, but our little lettuces will have the shade from the tomatoes, and so they'll continue to grow throughout the summer. And in the spring, we had asparagus just right here behind it, and we have our strawberry plants here as well. So by having all of these different types of plants growing together, we help to encourage different types of insects that will help with pest control, as well as encouraging our pollinators to come in and visit our gardens. Another thing that we do on our farm to help with biodiversity is we plant pollinator gardens and allow for wild spaces around our farm. Pollinator gardens are going to provide resources for our pollinators. It's wonderful because it attracts our pollinators to come in and pollinate our vegetables and fruits, but it also helps to give them a food source during the entire season. That way they're not hungry and we can support a nice healthy population of insects all of the time. Our wild spaces around the farm provide habitat for all kinds of different animals, and so we have songbirds that will come in and eat the bad insects out of our gardens, as well as having predators that help to keep the populations of organisms that are going to cause damage to our crops under control. And by allowing the natural system that is around our farm to help us out, we don't have to work nearly as hard, and we get to enjoy the beauty of nature every day on our farm.